Have you been wondering what that strange green light in the night sky is? No, it's not aliens, it's a comet we covered very briefly last year. Comet C 2022 E3 ZTF, man that's a mouthful, is visible through the end of January because it's making its closest approach to our planet right now. And no, it's not going to hit us. Right now, it's making its way across our northerly skies and should reach its maximum magnitude in early February. Sky.com suggests that it will reach perigee on the 1st, so get those telescopes polar aligned and start tracking you a comet. If you've got access to a dark sky location, use it, because if you do, you should be able to see the comet without the need of binoculars or a telescope. If you don't know, light pollution in the city is a big problem, and while you can still see quite a bit with a good set of binoculars or a good starter telescope like the one I just got for Christmas, shout out to my mother-in-law for being awesome, finding that comet's probably going to be really hard. However, if you're stuck in a city with really bad light pollution, most astronomy apps are currently tracking the comet, so that's cool, right? And if you've got an iPhone, which I do not, University of Toronto astrophysicist Hanno Reen has created a free app available on the Apple Store solely dedicated to tracking Comet C 2022 E3 through the constellation Draco. So if you're trying to set up your telescope right now and you're wondering how the hell do I even track this comet across the sky, you're going to want to be polar aligned, which don't worry, I'm going to put out a video on how exactly you do this. It's a lot less complicated. It's still hard to do, but it's a lot less complicated than a lot of places seem to make it out to be. But there are not many guides on this, unfortunately. But you're also going to want to make sure that your telescope and your finder scope are aligned, that they are focused on the same point. Otherwise, you're going to have a really bad time trying to focus on deep sky objects and, actually find stuff, like the green comet. I've got a Celestron Power Seeker 127 EQ, and this is a starter telescope, so I am beginning my journey as well into amateur astronomy. I've had a hell of a time trying to calibrate this thing and get it collimated, which means that it is completely aligned. I'm going to have to buy a laser culminator in the future. I'll probably have to walk you guys exactly what I had to go through to make sure my images came out as crisp as possible. The clock is ticking because the green comet is here. That's all for now. Expect more astronomy stuff in the near future now that I'm not stuck with a department store telescope. One of those upcoming videos will detail how to balance and polar align that sucker behind me like I just mentioned. If you're wondering why we didn't really post much content throughout January, it's because I had COVID. I got it during Christmas and it was not fun, but I'm glad to be back. If you dug this video, be sure to do all that algorithmic jazz and join the science. Get Discord to share your amateur astronomy pics of the green comet, Comet C 22 E3 ZTF, or as I'm starting to call it, Big Green.
Oh, I know! I'm gonna call you Big Green!
Call me that again and I'll snap your neck.
See you next time, Space Cowboy.